Oh, hello there. You made it just in time. Come. Sit over here by the warm fire. It's awfully cold out there. You must be frozen to the bone. The snow sure is piling up now. Here, sip on this hot cocoa. I just made it. Extra chocolate and marshmallows. Now sit back, relax, sip your hot cocoa, and let me tell you a story. A story I recite every Christmas Eve around the fireplace here in my cabin. It's an old story about the magic of Christmas in the Adirondacks. It's called The Night Before Christmas in the Adirondack Mountains. 'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the park there was a snow softly falling. It was quiet and dark. The backpacks were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas would bring some new gear. The hikers were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of summit views danced in their heads. And me in my tech wick and my darn tough socks, I just couldn't sleep. I dreamed of climbing those ice-covered rocks. When out of my window I saw the moon rising, I gathered my gear and I started off driving. Down the road to the lodge I sped with great haste. Not a moment more of this night did I dare want to waste. The moon it did glisten on the new fallen snow, so I laced up my boots and I started to go. When what to my wondering eyes did appear but a view of the high peaks so close and so near. With their summits jutting up into the night sky, I knew in a moment up the trail I must fly. More rapid than eagles the mountain views came, and I whistled and shouted and said them by name. Up Marcy, up Redfield, up Gray Cliff and Wright, up Street and up Nye, and then on to Skylight. To the top of the mountains I must reach every summit. I can do this, I said. I know hikers who've done it. Trekking poles in my hands and snowshoes on feet, I was making great time, not a moment to eat. So up to the mountain tops this hiker he flew, with my backpack full of gear and water and goo. And then in a twinkling I heard through the trees the crunching of snow by boots with great ease. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the trail St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in Gore-Tex, his suit was bright red, and a big floppy hat sat on top of his head. A compass in hand, GPS on his back, he had all the right gear in his Santa Claus pack. His micro spikes, how they glistened, his headlamp how bright, and I thought to myself, am I seeing this right? His boots were laced up, tight with a bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as the snow. The hose of his camelback he held tight in his teeth, and his scarf it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he hiked like a bowl full of jelly. He was hiking along, that old elf was fast, and I yelled from behind him, "Hey Santa, you ever listen to the 46 of 46 podcast?" He nodded his head as he trekked through the snow, and I said to myself, okay, time to go. He spoke not a word, but went straight up the trail. I tried to keep up, but I was chasing his tail. And laying his finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod, to the summit he rose. He sprang up the rock face, to the top he did climb, so fast and so quick, he left me behind. But I heard him exclaim, ere he hiked out of sight, "Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night." The Night Before Christmas in the Adirondack Mountains was written by Kinnon Appleton and was adapted from the Clement C poem, The Night Before Christmas. Merry Christmas, everyone, and thanks for listening to the 46 of 46 podcast.